If you are a new homeowner or you're thinking about becoming a homeowner, do not let these sometimes unforeseen costs take you by surprise. Now, we all know that buying a house is expensive, but one of the worst things that can happen is that you don't plan ahead for additional expenses that come along with being a homeowner. So, I'm going to tell you what some of those are so that you are prepared for the true cost of home ownership. The first thing you need to be aware of are property taxes. Outside of your mortgage payment, this is most likely going to be one of your biggest bills you have to pay. In the state of Nevada, we make 4 payments for this every year, and that will equate to the total of the property taxes that are owed. And in our state, the assessed value is 35% of the taxable value, meaning that for every $100,000 that your home is worth, you will be taxed on $35,000 of that. You're going to want to make sure that you budget for that expense and that it does not take you by surprise. Another thing you're going to want to have sort of a rainy day fund for is house maintenance. You are now the landlord, you're the homeowner, right? So there's going to be nobody who's going to pay for things as they break. That's all on you, which is overall a great thing, but it can be very expensive if things go wrong that you weren't anticipating. So make sure that you budget for this. Out of every paycheck, however you make your money, if you're an independent contractor, every time you get paid, put some of that money in a special home maintenance fund. Hopefully it's something that's accruing interest, and that way while the money's sitting there, it's not losing value because of inflation, and maybe even some of it is able to work for you. That's a whole other conversation, but my bottom line is just make sure that you prepare in advance for unforeseen maintenance. Deferred maintenance is one of the quickest ways to lose value on a property, and when you do go eventually to resell your home, you're not going to want to leave the new buyer with a bunch of deferred maintenance. It's going to make your listing a lot less attractive. Homeowners insurance is another one. If you are financing your home, you're going to have this as a requirement, so it's going to be built into your monthly payment anyway, but just make sure that you're really clear when you talk to your lender about your monthly payment, how much of that is going to homeowners insurance and what it covers and what the implications are. Also built into your monthly payment is going to be any HOA fees if you live in what we call in Nevada a common interest community or a CIC community. Those fees are going to be built into your monthly payment. Any lender who's giving you your pre-approval or financing your loan is going to have to take that into account up front when they are processing your loan. If you are a cash buyer though, you may not be fully aware. So make sure that you understand completely what the HOA payments look like, what they cover, what you may be responsible outside of what they cover as far as maintenance. Don't forget about your utilities and energy costs. You can always ask a previous seller for the bills or just at least to give you a rough estimate of what they were spending each month on those items so that you can prepare and budget for that each month. So property does appreciate and depreciate, and it just kind of fluctuates throughout time, and you're going to want to make sure that your home buying and owning strategy is appropriate for the market that you are playing ball in. So overall, investing in real estate as a long-term strategy almost always is beneficial because no matter what happens in the micro fluctuations in the market, overall, time usually is on your side as far as the appreciation of a piece of property. Now, if you're somebody who's thinking more short term and thinking about fix and flipping or just buying something for the short term and then having to resell it, I would definitely consult with your lender, your realtor, the industry professionals who can kind of advise on what they foresee happening in the near future, because it's not always a good idea or a good climate to do that. So just keep that in mind. In addition to just normal maintenance and whatever else, like emergencies that could come up, you might want to have a fund for specific kinds of emergencies, i.e. pests or anything that could come up. We do live in the high desert, so there are some insects and other things that may become a factor over the course of your time owning a home. You're going to want to have funds in an account just in case you need an exterminator or you need to make repairs, etc. Also, make sure that you research local regulations and fees as they may relate to special assessments, etc. Make sure that when you are in escrow, you ask your title office for any information around those topics. Make sure you're very clear as to whether or not you're gonna owe a lump sum of money anytime in the near future, or if any of that is known. All right, you guys, hopefully this was helpful. Do not be the homeowner who becomes house poor or puts all their money into their new home and then has nothing left to maintain it. If you have any questions about this or anything related to real estate, don't hesitate to reach out to me. There's a link to book a call with me. It's totally free in the description box below. It's no obligation. It's just an opportunity for us to connect, make sure your questions get answered, and help you devise your next and best steps. And if you haven't already, please make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. I put out new videos every single week about the Reno Sparks housing market, the Northern Nevada lifestyle, and all things related to buying and selling real estate. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.